Today is Elephant Day. Buttala to Udawalawe, whatever it was called. Anyway, we left our hotel nice and bright and early. Peter was driving and we got some bananas because we were going down the B35 road. I'll explain later. Here are our compulsory paddy fields, lots of rice, but different. We got mountains with these ones. Past this amazing Buddhist temple. We've done the Hindu section, we've done the Christian section in Negumbo. We are now seriously in Buddhist country. This is an amazing place. There's all these monks, statues all lined up, going to the stupa. The detail in these statues was quite incredible. Every single monk was slightly different. Here comes a Peter and an Abraham.
A taxi, missus?
Yes, please. Back in the tuk-tuk, we began to notice there was a ditch running alongside the road, plus a great big electric wire. Somewhere in this jungle are elephants. It's a big ditch, an electric wire that runs all the way down this side of the road to keep them from the road. But somewhere in the jungle is an elephant. But for now we had to make do with water buffalo. They were rather nice water buffalo. In fact, this guy was so magnificent and proud of himself. He was a beautiful water buffalo. And dogs, I have to mention the dogs here. The dogs just sit on the road and everybody goes round them. I mean, they're lying there, walking there, sleeping there. No dead dogs, just lots of sleeping ones. We eventually got to the edge of the national park. This is the B35. And there is an elephant on the B35 called Raj, who holds people up for ransom. Now, if you look very, very carefully in the corner of Peter's window, literally 200 meters in, we met Raj. Okay, there's an elephant on the road, and he's going to stop the traffic. Thinking that we'd seen all the elephants for the day, we were really surprised when we just came round the corner and found this lady waiting for us. We came to a checkpoint within the actual park itself, which was very pretty, and had loads of the lovely black-faced monkeys again running around the place. Another Buddhist shrine there. Some really nice buildings around the place open up. So anyway, we saw more elephant poo and the road stretched on ahead, nice and straight line, and then we saw another elephant. This time we were not accompanied by a bus. We were not escorted by a safari jeep. We were totally on our own in a tuk-tuk as she came a little closer to us and then decided that we weren't worth the effort. 3 elephants in the space of 10 minutes. We left the national park and ended up in this crazy bus traffic jam. This is a religious place, a spiritual place, and today is, he wasn't going to stop at all, a festival day. So the roads were absolutely heaving. Buses and coaches and tuk-tuks and people and stalls, you name it, it was here. Anyway, needless to say, we did not want to stop in that area, so we kept going best we could. The joys of Indian driving over in Sri Lanka, the usual wonderful chaos, but it all works. Kind of nobody gets annoyed. Everybody just squeezes past each other, which is really cool. Again, it went on for about a kilometre. So many people, so many buses. Anyway, eventually we got to the little town area. Oh, this was really cool. I saw a house with solar panels. How civilized can you get? Anyway, once we got out of the traffic jams, we passed some really pretty lakes with the mountains again in the distance. Lots of little homestays, beautiful little houses. Saw a church, which was quite unusual, in the middle of the Buddhist area. We then came off the B35 and turned onto the Southern Expressway, where the roads was absolutely lined with people selling fruit and vegetables on baskets all the way up it. Literally every 30, 40 foot there was another one, and it stretched on kilometre after kilometre. When the shops finished, the cows began. Then we saw the huge embankment to our right hand side, so I climbed up, and this is what I found. Found the first of the reservoirs. Oh, the kettle. It's down there, the little tuk-tuk. I walked back down past the cows, who were probably quite glad to see me go. Took a little photograph of where some of the water came out. Looked over towards Abraham, and then we continued on our way and found this at the other end dam. This is so impressive. That's a lot of water pouring out and under this bridge. I took a photograph from the far side of the bridge, and I say, absolutely beautiful to see. This really cool car went by. But everybody was just parked on the bridge having a look. Nobody seemed to worry about it. Past some more Buddhist monks walking around and some more little shacks all selling food. These people were advertising lunchtime meals, just in beautiful clay pots all stacked up. Shop after shop after shop. And some of the old pots they'd used to actually make little walls out of. Great banyan tree. Love this banyan tree. Anyway, we stopped in town then so Peter could have a coffee, because he does like his coffee. And then we passed a lovely big lily pond and some very muddy water buffalo. Past another temple of some description. They're very pretty, these things. Beautiful flags on the roads as well. More people in glass. Then we came round a corner and we saw this guy. Look at those tusks. Isn't he adorable? Now, admittedly, there is an electric wire between him and me, but I still think he's gorgeous. Then we came a little bit further down the road and we saw another elephant. Now, the elephants seem to know where the fruit sellers are, and they come out of the jungle and they just stand by the electric wire, waiting for tourists and people to buy fruit and vegetables for them, which you can then throw through the electric wire and they eat. Such clever animals. So we saw not one, not two, not three. There's a few more coming up now. But altogether we saw 6 wild elephants behind the electric wire. And by this time we were getting a little bit blasé, and we were getting a little bit closer too. So they'd eaten all our bananas by this point, so now we bought some watermelon from one of the sellers, and we came up to the electric wire and we were giving them food. They were very nice watermelons actually. We took a bite out of each one first, just to make sure that they were good enough. And then the elephants would just pick up the watermelon and eat it. And again, these are wild animals. There are no chains on these guys. They are just, there's electric wire between them. Peter was there in the tuk-tuk waiting, and I am just here by an elephant, a real wild elephant, not a zoo, just an elephant. Peter got out of the tuk-tuk and again came over and fed a little bit more watermelon. This one seemed to have a tracker around her neck, so they can probably keep an eye out on where everybody goes. But as you can see, we were getting quite blasé by this point, and we were really quite close to that electric wire. So the elephants seem to have learnt that coming down to these places that sell veg on the side of the road is really useful, because the tourists will buy them fruit and veg. He can have it. She can have it, rather. Go on then, throw your last piece of watermelon to the elephant. Oh, terrible throw. She'll find it. Peter's now directing the elephant to where he threw the watermelon. But I take it their eyesight's not brilliant. It's the sense of smell and touch. Will she find it? Won't she find it? Oh, so close. She did eventually find it, but I'd stopped filming by then. So we took a few more photographs of our fabulous elephants and all the other ones that we saw. So these guys were by a great big ditch, so we couldn't get so close to these. But considering we didn't go on a safari, we saw 9 elephants today. 9 elephants came to see us as much as we wanted to see them. So I think today has been a very successful day of elephant spotting. I mean, these guys are literally just next to the road, waiting for their supper, which everybody obligingly goes and buys them. Not 1, but 2 elephants waiting to be fed. So we took a few more little photographs, and then we had to say goodbye to elephants, past the big lake, past the other lake, past the tree by the lake, past the giant reservoir. Now this reservoir, the road runs along the very top of it, and you can get an idea of, even with mountains, how flat Sri Lanka is. And gorgeous clouds begin to gather. We saw the jeep safaris, but we didn't need one of those because we'd seen our elephants. And then we went down a couple of little tracks until we came to where we're spending the night. It's a little bit of a con because it was only £3 a night on condition you go on a safari. If you don't go on a safari, it's a little bit more, but it is still a really cool place. And tonight there is a full moon. So there's only 2 other guests here. We've had dinner delivered to the residents. There are little frogs in the pool, which is so cool. But another night has come to an end, and tomorrow we head back to the coast. Night night.